A powerful winter storm is moving into the state, bringing some dangerously cold temperatures, freezing rain, sleet, and as Cassie just told us minutes ago, ice too.
It is that whole mixed bag that we're talking about this week, and AAA Texas is urging drivers and homeowners to prepare now. You don't want to wait till the last minute. Everything from winterizing your car to protecting your home as much as you can from having those frozen pipes. Small steps can prevent some really big problems later on.
Joining us now from AAA is spokesman Daniel Armbruster. Daniel, good afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, great to be here. Thanks for having me.
So Daniel, let me dive in with the first question today. We'll talk about drivers first. We know that these things can be a real mess out on the roads. A lot of us aren't used to these kind of winter conditions. What is the first thing that you would tell people before they decide to actually get out on the roads?
Yeah, Jason, first just ask, is that trip truly necessary? And if it is, number one, slow down, plan ahead. You want to check road conditions, allow extra time. Winter driving is about patience, not about speed. Most people actually who crash or skid out are usually overconfident and speeding. It's also not a bad idea to let someone know your route. That way, if you have an emergency, they'll know when to expect you back. And then make sure your gas tank is at least half full. That, of course, helps you in an emergency to make sure you have enough fuel to stay warm if your vehicle's working. Also, you want to make sure your phone is charged. Not a bad idea to bring a mobile charger with you just to make sure that you can call in case you have an emergency. And then make sure your vehicle is stocked with emergency supplies.
AAA recommends an emergency kit for drivers, but what are some of the must-have items people should keep on hand in those kits?
Yeah, Dia, I can't stress how important it is that every vehicle has a winter emergency kit. That includes water, non-perishable snacks, especially a blanket or warm clothing, because if you're stranded without heat, you will need to stay warm while you're waiting for help. And response times can really be delayed if roadways are icy. Also, in that emergency kit, you want a flashlight, phone charger, jumper cables, basic tools. AAA, we also recommend traction aids like sand or kitty litter. If you do get stuck out in the elements, staying with your vehicle with your seatbelt buckled is usually the safest choice.
Yeah, because you never know when somebody else is going to spin out and run into you. And boy, that kitty litter can really come in handy, Daniel. Let's talk about cold weather and how hard it is on vehicles just in general. What do you guys at AAA usually see as the biggest mechanical issues during weather like this?
Well, Jason, the cold weather wreaks havoc on your battery. We see a lot of dead batteries. Certainly you need a good battery to start your vehicle, turn over that engine, but also when the temperatures drop, tire pressure drops with it. So that directly affects traction and control. Healthy tires are essential for winter driving because they're really what keep your car connected to the road. So checking your tire pressure is usually easy to do. It's quick. If you're not sure how to do that, often places like Discount Tire will inspect your tires for free. The bottom line, though, is it's vital that your tires are properly inflated with good tread when you're driving in winter weather.
Daniel, just one more here. What's the biggest winter threat when it comes to Texas homes? And what are some of the steps that homeowners can take right now to make sure that everything's all well and good even after the weather moves out?
So the biggest winter threat to homes is usually frozen and burst pipes. You want to make sure that you reduce that risk by just dripping your faucets, open your cabinet doors to let warm air circulate, know where your main water shutoff valve is. That's especially important, of course, if your pipe bursts. It helps you mitigate the damage. And if you're away, keep the heat on. That can really help reduce the risk of expensive damage, which, by the way, the latest AAA insurance data shows that the average pipe burst claim here in Texas is more than $7,000. So it's much easier to take steps ahead of time than really to deal with that property damage and filing an insurance claim if that were to come about.
It is stunning how much water will pour into your house from one of those busted pipes, especially after we get back above freezing and that ice in that pipe thaws out. I mean, we just saw fountains. We've seen them over the years in these winter storms. Daniel Armbruster, thanks so much for your time with us this afternoon. We know this is probably a very busy week there at AAA. Really appreciate it.
Glad to be here. Thanks, guys.